Good morning to you. It is Wednesday, November the 18th. Boy, where are the days going? They're just moving along. We're headed towards the end of the year, in the middle of another work week, working remotely here at HCC, but that's okay. We're here to give you the HCC news and information you need to know. We've got a couple of special guests today. The return of Chief Cunningham. We'll get to him in a moment. Brittany Pacheco is joining us from her home studio. Brittany, I'm kind of excited today. I don't know if you can see my cup here, but it's two colors. It's color changing. So
okay. Well, it's the little things in life that keep you, on the tip of your toes. Now, is it the gingerbread latte though?
No. I'm going through that, and I appreciate you not bringing that up again. But gingerbread latte not happening this year. I'm not happy about it, but this is just regular coffee. And the cup, it usually is green, but it turns red when it gets warm. So you got that going for you this morning.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting, Todd. Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely. Good to do that for public service.
Yeah, seriously. Well, good morning, everyone who's joining us for our daily Up to the Minute. We appreciate you being here. I do want to just remind everyone to go ahead and follow us on social media if you already haven't: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Also, don't forget to head over to our YouTube channel, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and last but not least, to everyone, our audience, we want you to share this podcast. We really appreciate it if you did. That way it shows up on your personal newsfeed so that people who are not following us on social media can see the show and in turn follow us on social media. So Todd, let's get into today's show.
That's right. So we've got two guests today. One of them we didn't catch up with. He took a little time off. HCC Police Chief Greg Cunningham joins us again on Wednesdays. Good to have you back in town, Chief. I know you took a little respite, but it's great to have you back. You look very well rested.
Great to see you, Brittany. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. It was a well-needed break in the action, but I'm glad to be back, and I missed you guys last week.
We missed having you here. We look forward to talking to you again. Stick around. We'll get to you in just a few moments. But we've been talking with a number of our centers of excellence representatives, talking about what we have going on across the district. Since we had to go virtually with a lot of our delivery of education and the way we communicate now, a lot of our students have projects that they need to get out there for people to see. Well, the Visual and Performing Arts Center of Excellence has taken the students' projects online. Joining me now is Michael Cohn, and you're the chair of the audio recording, filmmaking, and music business programs for the Visual and Performing Arts Center of Excellence. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, obviously, the pandemic's affected us all in different ways, but it's really affected your students. You guys have kind of figured out a way around that to present their works in social media recently.
Yeah, we have in the Visual and Performing Arts Center of Excellence, we have 7 programs. We have music, art, dance, drama, filmmaking, audio recording, and music business. So there's a tremendous diversity of students, a lot of different kinds of creative thinkers, and a tremendous variety of product. Everything from live performances, recitals, exhibits, as well as film showcases, etc. So we have been looking for lots of ways to combine them and launch them on virtual platforms. So using the Visual and Performing Arts YouTube channel, we've been able to create recitals, exhibits, galleries, showcases, all kinds of things.
Well, when I was a student in this field many years ago, I created a demo reel. That was where all my work was. But I would imagine for students having their work out there in social media, on the internet, that provides them a living resume that they can send links to when they're looking for jobs. Instead of having a demo reel, they have a series of links. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that we stress for all of our students is the importance of developing not only a demo reel, but a social media presence. That involves creating a website, using social media platforms, integrating them all as much as possible. So, the effort of the VPA to create this YouTube platform where all of our student work can be showcased is just part of that effort.
Can you tell us about a couple of projects that kind of stand out for you that really worked well in this medium?
Sure. Very recently, we had a faculty recital from the music business program, and we had individual faculty members performing live using the VPA YouTube platform. That was a wonderful experience, and it was a way for students and instructors in the other programs outside of the music business program to have an introduction to the huge level of talent amongst the music instructors and just to listen to them perform.
Do you think now that you've gotten a taste of how social media is working, where you can bring in an outside audience you really never had before, but now when you're having events, when we can finally have them in person again, do you see this aspect of live streaming, social media being integrated, playing a role in how you operate?
Yeah, I think it's here to stay. And as a matter of fact, it's created all kinds of opportunities for collaboration. A second project that I wanted to mention that's coming up, we have 3 different visual and performing arts programs working together: music, audio recording, and filmmaking, to create a virtual choir. So individual music students at home are recording a performance, and then all those media files are handed over to audio recording students who clean them up, process them, mix them out, and then that's given to film students who take all those media files, put them into a grid view, and you end up with this beautiful, complete project, which is stunning in how well and how well coordinated it is and integrated and how beautiful it sounds.
Previously, before COVID, were you able to share resources and elements to bring together a project like this before?
We were able to do it, I think, but because we weren't thinking in terms of these online platforms being a part of the courses, the assignments, and the active student life, I don't think we became invested in it until very recently. And now that we're doing it and we're loving it, and the students are finding ways of putting their work out into the world to share with friends and family, it's something that we want to keep doing. And it fosters a lot of collaboration amongst the programs.
Do you see we're kind of in a, now that we're doing things online, it kind of reminds me of when, and you'll remember this, in the days when we switched from tape to nonlinear editing, we're editing things online. It was a huge jump. It was a big change for a lot of people, but it's become standard now, and it sparked so much creativity.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, I've seen dozens of performances and exhibits now by students across our 7 programs, and working with remarkably limited resources, sometimes nothing more than a smartphone. The kind of work they're creating, either individually or collectively in collaboration with other students, is really amazing. So it's brought out the creative side of a lot of the instructors and the students as well.
You mentioned the virtual choir project. Is that available where people can watch it online?
It will be. It probably won't be finished until mid-December, but I think it's going to be launched on the VPA YouTube platform, which is the same platform we use for the film showcase, the exhibits, the recitals. And as a matter of fact, there's a single link that will take anyone to all of the visual and performing arts social media platforms, and it's flow.page.
One more question. You have something coming up called Be Someone, Beat Battle. Maybe you can tell us about that.
Yeah, that's through the music business program and the student club within the music business program, MISA. This is something that happens every academic year, and it's just what it sounds like. It's a whole series of performances, live performances of students creating beats, poetry out loud. It's no different than something you might go to a local venue and see before or after the pandemic, but it's all happening online, and it's going to be a showcase of a lot of students creating beats in a live situation.
Are students with the VPA more adept to learning and working online than you would say other students? Is that a medium that's very friendly to VPA students, or has it been a struggle for many?
Well, I think it's probably been a challenge for all students across the college to adapt to online, especially online instruction. But I do also think that visual and performing arts students uniquely have been using social media as a way of putting their work out there for at least the last few years. So a great many of them are more comfortable with using YouTube, Vimeo, and other platforms to showcase their work. So, I mean, this is just the beginning of, I think, what will be a huge surge in creativity and collaboration for our 7 programs.
And right now, Michael, we want to remind everyone, registration is taking place across the district. And for your programs, now's a good time to register, especially if people want to sign up for the lab-based courses or courses that may have smaller class loads. Now is the time to sign up.
Yes, absolutely. And students can either sign up through their academic planner, or they can go to the virtual lobby for student services and meet with an advisor, and they can register that way.
And I would imagine for any of your courses, if a student is just getting in or interested in with this, they need to meet with an advisor and possibly speak with you or someone from your team.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, in terms of the steps, it's usually a good idea for that student, if they're considering entering one of the VPA programs, to meet with an advisor first, and then to reach out to the chair of the particular program that has a degree or a certificate plan that they're interested in.
Michael Cohn, we appreciate you joining us today. Best of luck out there. It looks like you guys are moving through online. Let us know if you need anything or any assistance from HCCTV.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. We'll see you again. Stay safe.
You too.
We're going to move on to HCC Police Chief Greg Cunningham, back from a little vacation. Good to have you back in the saddle again, Chief.
It's good to see you, Todd. Everybody here happy and healthy?
We are happy and healthy. And before we get on to some of the notes, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention something, because I didn't get a chance to speak with you last week. But while you were gone, unfortunately, we lost another police officer in the Houston area. And I know things like this are certainly touching to you, because even though you may have not known the officer, he's still part of a colleague of yours and a brotherhood, I would imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, they're having funeral services for him today. If you're on the south, kind of south side of town, it's in the 45 area. Traffic may be a little bit backed up. Where a lot of police departments have come together. We have some representatives down there as well that'll take place or take part in that funeral service. It's a heartbreak, but at the end of the day, it goes back to the conversations we talked about. It goes back to finding out how we're going to do this well together. We can see what we're doing now isn't working. It's not working for citizens or working for police, and we need to do better.
Absolutely, Chief. And I want to get on to some of the things that are topical right now. Particularly wearing masks. You know, I just saw a news report last night, and several states around the country do not have mask mandates in place, but several of them, I'd say a good portion, if not 90% of them, do right now.
Yeah, absolutely, Todd. I was on vacation, and where I went, everybody was very compliant. They were wearing masks everywhere. They were very grateful that we were there spending money and those kind of things. And it was really a contrast when I came back to how many people here aren't doing it, and how many people are gathering at some local restaurants and some places like that without taking any precautions. A few of the things that we talked about, Akron, Ohio, right? So, well, let me back up. You and I have talked in the past. If we don't take care of this ourselves, the government is going to need to tell us to take care of it and start to force us to do it.
And they're already alluding to that.
Absolutely, right? So Akron, Ohio has gone to the point now where they are mandating masks. They're also mandating personal gatherings. Now, bear in mind, we're coming up on Thanksgiving, and Akron, Ohio has said no more than 6 people. Well, shoot, I got friends with families bigger than that, right?
Right.
And they're asking for police to enforce these standards, right? In my opinion, exactly what we don't need, right? Are me telling you how to live your life, right? But it has gotten that serious, right? The disease is now spreading while we're weeks away from having a vaccine. I know Thanksgiving and Christmas is hard, but we've got to be responsible with what we're doing. Houston is, I'm sorry, Ty, go ahead.
No, I was going to get to Houston. You know, we're in a little bit of a different situation, Houston, but the numbers keep going up locally. There's no denying that. The test rate is going up. I think we were at 5 something as the lowest we've had in months, and now we're up to 8.4 if I heard it right on the news this morning. That's just in the last week. So the numbers are going up locally. Harris County's judge is already talking about possibly limiting things. Where do you see us going locally?
Well, again, these numbers are starting to change. And unfortunately, like you said, this week they've changed dramatically. Again, guys, it goes back to lifestyle. We know how to do this. We've controlled it before. We can control it again. We just need to step up. And I get it. I'm tired of it too. I can't tell you how many stores I've gotten out of my car, gotten almost to the door and went, yeah, darn it.
Don't have my mask.
Go all the way back, right? We just got to hold on a little while longer. I've talked to 2 or 3 people this week that are in line to take these vaccine tests, which I think is courageous as heck. But truly, we're within a month or 2, these vaccines are going to be out, and we're going to be starting to get our freedoms back and start to do the things that we want to do and live our lives again.
Yeah, Chief, and the vaccines sound great. I know they're going to make a lot of it, but the distribution is going to take a little while. They may be out in a few weeks, but then we're going to have people who need the vaccine first, the frontline workers, the people who are susceptible, and then it'll be strategically released, I would imagine, to the rest of us. So we could not look at everyone getting vaccinated till maybe summer. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, and bear in mind, it's a ton of people that need to be vaccinated when you begin to talk about the entire population. But you're absolutely right. I think the game plan, or at least the one I heard recently, now with the changing of administrations, you may see this plan tweak a little.
Yeah.
But it was to use the military to get it spread out, right? And it was then to start to go after high-risk folks, right? First and foremost, the people in the medical profession that are on the front lines and are facing this thing every day. And then looking at, the elderly seem to be more susceptible to it. So maybe start targeting the elderly communities, getting into some of the extended care homes and those kind of places where it's been really devastating, and then continue to roll it out.
Chief, let's talk about what's going on our campuses. I wanted to touch on this briefly. We have students taking the lab-based courses. Next semester, we're looking at the 4 learning modalities. And of course, those are all subject to change, but that's what we're planning on right now. Your officers, I would imagine, are still out every day on the campuses that are open with some students.
Well, the ones that are open, helping to support the students that are there and the faculty and staff, but we're actually hitting all of those facilities that are out there, whether they're in use or not, right? My folks have been incredible during this thing, right? They've been there every single day. They've been working. Unfortunately, we've had a few cases hit our organization, but thank goodness, because those people were in pretty good shape and reacted properly to it. It didn't spread, and they recovered very quickly with very few complications. So my folks are still great people to talk to. I know a lot of students are trying to get help, and sometimes the lines or the queues are a little longer than any of us like. Don't be afraid to reach out to my folks. We know where there may be people you can touch in person if you're having trouble doing it online. And we're there to help you and serve you just like we always have been. And when we come back in the spring, we're going to be the happiest people in the world to see you, because candidly, it's been a little challenging out there with no one around to talk to.
I imagine it's a bit lonely on the campuses with nobody there. We're looking forward to getting back on those campuses. Chief, one final thing. Last item you want to talk about is something a little crazy. It's a buyer's beware. Maybe you can tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, so I just picked up an article the other day where in England they hijacked an 18-wheeler that was carrying Apple products, Apple Watches, Apple iPhones, all of that stuff. And what I thought was really cool about it, and the reason why I wanted to talk about it a little bit, is it looked like it was really well organized. One of these movie type plots, right? Yeah. So they take the truck. Don't hurt the driver or the security person that's riding with it. They take the truck down the road. They change out the cab that's pulling it to get rid of the GPS system. And then they went someplace else. And then they offloaded the trailer into smaller trucks and diverted the stuff out all over the place. Now, I got to be honest with you. You got to admire that kind of ingenuity, right? These are guys that ought to come to college and learn how to put that kind of skill to work, right?
That's
I guess
plot.
I forget that each one of them has a GPS inside of all the products, right?
That's a plot line from the Fast and the Furious.
Well, and you're spot on, Brittany. And I'm not positive how successful they're going to be long term. But the warning coming out of the police in England are, if anybody tries to sell you Apple products cheap, let us know, would you? And that was kind of where they left that. but it reminds me a lot. I was Silicon Valley guy back in the 90s when memory sticks were $1,000 a piece, right? And we were guarding shipments of memory all over the place. It was crazy. And Apple products are there again.
Well, I got news for him. Apple knows exactly where those products are. More, if anybody could track them down, it's Apple. Wow. Unbelievable. Chief, it's always good to see you. Good to have you back, and stay safe over the holidays. I'm going to be off next week. Brittany's going to be here, but make sure you have a happy Thanksgiving.
I'll do that. You do the same, guys. I missed you last week, and you have a great holiday. We'll see you first week of December.
Sounds good. Thanks, Chief. All right, Brittany, we've got a few things we want to go over, but one of them happening Thursday. Janet May's doing her coffee break virtually, and she's got a chef joining her on Thursday.
She does. She's being joined by our very own chef, Christy Sykes, from the Culinary Arts program of the Consumer Arts and Sciences Center of Excellence. So grab your coffee, join your coworkers and Janet May for a virtual chat and how to adapt, because Todd, we're 7 months into this, quarantine, working from home, whatever you want to call it. But if you are interested in joining Janet May, be sure to check your emails for the registration link. Just simply search Coffee Breaks.
That's right. We were just talking to Michael Cohen about their activities. Well, the visual and performing arts in the community has something going on called Print Matters Think Inc. HCC's Visual and Performing Arts Center of Excellence Arts Chair, Catherine Fields, is featuring her works in a community showcase called Print Matters Think Inc. That's happening now through November 25th at the Kolsch Gallery, 1020 Peden. And for information, we'll put the email address in the post for this show. Get physically fit with student life. Brittany, your favorite subject. Well, it's not physically fit.
it's not the same kind of physical time.
Fiscally fit.
Exactly. So this is managing your finances, because it obviously is important, especially with the holidays coming up. So you can join the Office of Student Life for help learning how to manage your student loans, building credit, and being a fiscally fit college student. I would suggest that everyone take advantage of this event, because it's not only important for your college career, but just life in general. So join them for the Fiscally Fit, the College Way, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Registration is required. Just be sure to check your emails for these details.
You want to see something cool?
Sure.
All right. The cup I had is now green, magically. The bottom half red. Color changing cups.
I like that gradient. It looks cool.
It looks cool. Yeah. So you can own one too. Anyway, recsports hosts De-Stress Week. You need to distress? Check out recsports for free meditation classes during finals. Do you meditate, Brittany?
I don't. However, I have definitely seen the benefits of meditating and just, calming yourself, because I know I have major test anxiety when it comes to midterms and finals. So finding a way to calm myself, relax my mind and my body is definitely needed. I probably should have done it more often.
So you don't have to be sitting on the side of a mountain with your hands out in a yoga pose, bald-headed, like a guru or something, to be meditating. Just be quiet, being yourself. Hey, well, anyway, they're going to teach you about it. recsports is doing it, and we'll put the information in our email, in the social media post for the show. They're doing it now through December 18th. Save the date. Convocation deep in the heart of Houston. That's happening Friday, January 15th. Brittany.
It is our, we have our convocation twice a year. So this is going to be our spring 2021 virtual convocation. Details are coming your way. So just keep an eye out for that.
If you're going to attend HCC in the spring, you need to attend one of our virtual open houses. They've been extended. The sessions have been extended. For more information on that, go to hccs.edu/information sessions. Also, in-person financial aid. You got questions about your financial aid, need to know something? Don't just show up at a campus, but you can make appointments online. No walk-ins allowed. Go to hccs.edu/FinAid contact. We'll have that link in this post. Academic success tutors, Brittany, they're happening too.
They are. So tutors are available to meet students virtually, of course, through Microsoft Teams, thanks to our HCC Academic Success Center. Now, they will help you with your coursework, understanding your assignments, and improving your study skills, because that is how you are going to be a successful college student here at HCC. So for more information, we'll put the link in this post. That way you have that access to meeting our tutors virtually.
That's right. If you're looking to maybe boost your earning potential, if you've got somebody who's in a dead-end job, they need a few certifications to get ahead in life, we've got the answer. Short-term courses, long-term courses, low prices, they're all available through continuing education, from accounting to welding, more. Like I said, certifications, some of them you can get just in a matter of weeks. HCC School of Continuing Education has launched classes that start weekly and monthly. They're not just semester-wide, they're continuously enrolling. Check out their schedules at hccs.edu/CE. Okay, we're in the fall. Fall's about to wrap up, Brittany, and we're talking about spring registration. It's happening now, and we're hoping to have those 4 modalities back next semester as well.
Absolutely, Todd. We introduced those 4 modalities for fall, and because of the rise in cases of COVID, we obviously had to, kind of change our plans. So to let everyone know what those 4 modalities are, in case you haven't heard, we've got 2 options that are online. The first being online anytime, and it's exactly as it sounds. You take your classes online at any time. If you work nights, but you have some time at 3 a.m., hey, you can log into your classes and do the coursework that you need to do. With our online on a schedule, you can take your classes online at a specific time. So you never have to come to campus, just log in to your account at the specified time. Flex Campus. Now, Flex Campus and our lab-based courses are going to be the most sought out classes to enroll. Flex Campus, you sign up for in-person classes. You can choose to come on campus or participate online at the set time. Now, these sections are going to be a lot smaller to adhere to social distancing requirements. So sign up early. That's going to be your best bet to get the classes. Same goes for lab-based courses. They're critical hands-on skill-based learning that will continue to be offered. But again, section sizes are going to be a lot smaller to allow for social distancing. So once again, I encourage everyone to register early. That's going to be your best friend, your best bet to make sure that you get the classes that you want. Regardless of your options, all students have the same support of tutoring, student life, career and counseling services, and much, much more. So registration is currently open. Lock in your classes now at hccs.edu/now.
Yeah, and I've talked to a few students, Brittany, and including my daughter, who's going to U of H and about to graduate there and go into a master's program. And she's taking classes online. And, I asked her, I said, do you like because they have a similar schedule. I said, do you like the online on a schedule where you can interact with professors, or the online anytime like classes? She preferred the online anytime because she works weird hours. And like when she came over here to see me one day, she was in the middle of a biology class. She was taking something and then took a break from her class and then came over to see me and then was going to go back and finish up. So it really is left up to the student, but we've got something that would work just about for anybody.
Yeah. And on that subject of online anytime, Todd, because I'm in the middle of doing my MBA right now, you have to be very self-disciplined to log on daily, multiple times in a day, really, to make sure that you're not missing a quiz, a test, a discussion, anything that the professor might send you via that platform, in which case it's Blackboard. However, again, you have to be very self-disciplined to make sure that you're logging on frequently.
Yeah, there's a lot of discipline involved, but we've got the options for everyone to keep everyone safe and get you through your college career. Okay, wraps up the show for today. Tomorrow, we've got chair of the logistics program, Jamie Daigle, who will join us on the program. We've got a lot of opportunities in logistics. She'll break them down. If you know someone who's looking for a job, tune in tomorrow. Also, it's Thursday Virtual Family Fun Day, Brittany.
Yes, it's one of my favorite days of the week, Todd, aside from day 4 of hostage situation. But we're going to be joined by the Contemporary Arts Museum, one of my favorite museums here in Houston. So we're going to hear from them. I'm very excited. Everyone, once again, follow us on social media. Tune in tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for Up to the Minute, and we'll see you then.